Hello everyone, Alan here with a leadership plan. One thing I really don't like about leadership gurus is the fact that when you consume their content, you come away feeling kind of inspired. They give this really deep insight, and yet that insight feels deep, but it's also quite shallow. And so when you get to work on Monday, that feeling of inspiration to be better at managing your team or inspiring your team just kind of floats away into the ether, and you're still stuck there with your team trying to figure out how to motivate them. I think the big problem here is that leadership really is just lots of hard work. You know, some slogan like leaders eat last or something like that, which sounds great and nice, and it kind of gives you an idea maybe for what kind of person you should try to be as a leader. It really doesn't give you the step-by-step tools or tips that you need to be able to be effective at leading a team in this case. If you're leading a team and you're spending lots of time reminding them to do their job, or even worse, you're actually doing their job for them, then you really have a dysfunctional team and you're not providing the leadership that you need to make your team as high functioning as it should be. In this video, we're gonna go over what I do in an office environment to manage my team, and I will share step-by-step exactly what you can do to get more performance out of your team and just be a better leader for them. Okay, number one is meetings. What kind of meetings do I have? How often are those meetings, and what's the purpose of those meetings? We all have probably too many meetings, and so I think there is a balance here. This is exactly what I do, and I think it's very effective. So I have one-on-one meetings with each direct report every single week. I only schedule it for like 45 minutes, and it usually only goes about 30 minutes. But it's just a chance for that person to talk to me. It's a chance for me to catch up with them just in a one-on-one situation. Sometimes I do bring very specific feedback, but often it's just a chance for me to question them and ask them like how they're going with their projects and things like that. It's a little less formal. So one-on-one meeting per direct report per week. Again, 30 to 45 minutes. And then the other continual meetings that I have is that we have 2 group meetings per week. These are about an hour long, so we have one on Tuesday and one on Friday. The one on Tuesday is really more general. It's for us to talk about ongoing collaborative projects that we have. People can just bring agenda items. I'm usually preaching what our performance standards are. I'm reminding them about compliance issues and things like that. So it's a good chance for me to just communicate the same type of information that I really want to be ingrained in their brain. And then they can also, as I said, they can bring issues or items that they have as well. So that's on Tuesday. The meeting on Friday, which is with the group meeting, they know that they all have to report out. So everybody has a series of projects and tasks that they're working on, and some of these are similar across individuals. And so they know that they have to go through all of their main projects and give feedback and an update, not feedback, they have to give an update on the progress that they've made in the last week. I have found this to be one of the most effective ways to increase the performance of your team, especially when you have individuals that are all doing more or less the same sets of tasks. If they're all working in the same sorts of areas, you've just divided the work up between multiple people. There's some really amazing positive peer pressure that will come into play. So if one individual is kind of lagging behind and seems to be taking longer to get those tasks done, that person will most likely, if they're human, they will feel a certain amount of peer pressure. And so you don't even have to say anything to these people. The underperformers. The fact that the top performers are just consistently hitting your performance standard and you're praising them in those group meetings, your underperformers will either try to get up to that level or they won't. And then you're gonna have opportunities through semi-annual evaluations and annual evaluations to take care of those issues. The other thing that we did was we created a team contract. So the team contract was just one page. It had our primary goal. What is our primary goal as a team? What is the primary thing that we are trying to do for our organization? What is the main value item that we bring to our organization? And then we had sub goals. So we had the primary goal and then we had sub goals. And these were written out as a paragraph. We strive to do X, Y, and Z for our organization. That was like a half a page. And then at the bottom is norms. So the norms are how we interact with each other as far as respect, as far as accountability, as far as helping each other out when we need support, as far as professionalism, as far as like not gossiping in the office. It's really like a code of etiquette for how we as a team want to interact with each other. I signed this and I had all of them sign this, and about once every 4 or 5 months I will bring it back out and read it to everybody in one of those group meetings. And I think that this is a very simple, you can do this just in a group meeting together with your team. It's a very simple but powerful way to set expectations for how we will work together as a team, and then everybody signs it and you just keep bringing it back up. And then when there is somebody who's disrespectful or doesn't show accountability or doesn't take responsibility for their mistakes, you can say, hey, we agreed as a team on this contract that this is what we are going to do, and we all sign this, and this is our expectations as a team. I just read one of the best leadership books that I've ever read. It's linked in the description, and it's actually free on Kindle right now, so I suggest that you go check it out. I'm not going to tell you what it is because you got to go check it out. Also, if you're finding something useful in this video, which you should, because this stuff is very useful for me in my role as a leader, then please consider hitting like. I think I have like five subscribers at this point, and I'm probably related to 2 of those people. So if you are trying to become a better leader, this channel is all about my journey of trying to become a better leader myself, with the end goal of creating some product that we can all use that has a step-by-step process for what you need to do to be the best possible leader that you can. It's very hands-on, nuts and bolts. You can do this just like this video. These are things that you should be doing as a leader of a team, for example. Finally, the last item, number 3, is performance standards. I think it's really important if you're going to successfully lead a team that you have very, very clear performance standards. Everybody on your team should know exactly what you expect from them for different work areas. So if it's, creating these widgets, they should know that the target is to create 20 widgets per week, or that once we get the order, that order is fulfilled within a week. And you should be continually preaching this to your team so that any area that they're working on, they know what their performance standard is. And then when you think about all the other stuff that we do during the week with the individual meetings, the group meetings, and so on and so forth, when they have to report out, everybody knows that their update on their project does not meet performance standards. It's just another way that you can get your team to hit the performance that you want. I think one of the most important things with performance standards is to continually highlight those team members that go above and beyond your performance standards. The old adage is pay attention to the behavior that you want and don't pay attention to the behavior that you don't want. So spend more time praising. I just did a video on this. I can link it here somewhere. Spend more time praising and less time criticizing, especially in a group setting. Just keep saying, wow, Sally just hit it out of the park. That's exactly what we want to see. That's the goal for everybody. And so it's more of a positive experience for everyone. And those people that are intrinsically motivated and yet they're not quite up to your performance standard, they will get up there. The ones that don't, you're going to have to deal with them again in semi-annual or annual evaluations and either help them find a new position or bring them up to that level. And so the final point here then is to truly hold them accountable. So it's not enough to set performance expectations, preach those performance expectations, have them report out in group meetings and give them feedback in their one-on-one and all of that, if there really is no accountability. So there's no teeth at the end of the day, there's no consequences for them underperforming. And again, that's where your semi-annual and your annual evaluation are so important. I also did videos on that, so if you're interested, go find those on my channel. Leading teams is an art. Being a really good leader is an art. One big issue that I have with leadership gurus is that they give you this really insightful, deep thought, and then when you get to work on Monday, you're kind of like, what do I do with that? So that's, again, what this channel is all about, is providing real concrete things that you can do to become better at leading a team of people. This video, hopefully you found useful, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.